60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense. That means if the car breaks down tomorrow or a surprise bill hits, most people would have to swipe a credit card or borrow money to cover the expense. But you don't have to stay in that cycle. Today, I'm going to show you how to build an emergency fund from zero, and not in some complicated, unrealistic way. I'm breaking it into a 5 step process that anyone can do, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Before we get started, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, I'm Crystal, former corporate finance girly turned entrepreneur and personal finance educator. My mission is simple: to help underserved and underrepresented communities master financial literacy and build generational wealth. Because I believe anyone, no matter who you are or where you come from, can create financial security. So let's get into it and start building that emergency fund. Okay, first things first. You can't build an emergency fund without knowing exactly what you're aiming for. An emergency fund isn't about luxury or fun money, it's about protection. It's your financial safety net when life happens. And listen, we don't do vague goals around here. Saying, I want to save money, is like saying, I want to get in shape, but never actually working out. We need a SMART goal: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Let's put some numbers to it. According to the US Census Bureau, the median annual salary is about $62,000. Let's say Max, our example saver over here, earns just below the median annual salary at $60,000 a year and spends about $3,500 a month on essentials. Max wants his emergency fund to cover at least 3 months of living expenses. That's $10,500. Max follows the 50-30-20 method of budgeting and commits to saving $500 a month. His SMART goal then becomes: I will build an emergency fund of $10,500 to cover 3 months of expenses in 21 months by saving $500 a month. When you break it down, that's about $9.59 a day. Doesn't sound that scary when you break it into daily numbers, huh? Take a few minutes and think about your number. How much would 3 months of expenses be for you? That's the real target you aim for. Now, let's get real about money habits. Step 2 is where we face the truth about our spending. And I promise you, this isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. Everyone has spending patterns that sneak money out of their pockets. You just have to figure out what yours is. I'll tell you mine. I remember one particularly crazy month years ago, back when I had first started working and living on my own. I was super busy with work and grad school and didn't have the time to really cook at home. Well, I checked my bank account and I had spent over $300 eating out in 1 month. I was flabbergasted. That's literally 1/3 of a starter emergency fund gone on bad food that probably didn't even taste that good. For some, maybe the money is spent on subscription services you forgot about or Amazon impulse buys. Here's my challenge to you: track every single expense just for 1 week, write it down or use an app. At the end of the week, ask yourself, do I really need this, or could this money go toward building my emergency fund? So take some time to actually think about this. What's one expense you could cut today that would free up at least $5 to $10 a day? Now, here's where we put in the work to really jumpstart your emergency fund by saving your first $1,000. Think of it like a sprint. For the next 30 to 60 days, your job is to get the first $1,000 into your emergency fund as fast as possible. That means no eating out, no new clothes or shoes, pause those subscriptions, or maybe just keep one. Sell stuff around the house: old electronics, clothes, furniture, and consider picking up maybe a quick side hustle or gig. I call this the disappear from spending phase. You don't do this forever, but for a month or two, you go hard. Why? Because the first $1,000 is the hardest but most powerful milestone. Once you have it, you feel less financial stress and you'll start to build the confidence that you can actually save. I've heard of people selling old sneakers or tech gear and making $400 in a weekend. That's nearly half of your starter emergency fund in one move. I know you have at least one thing you could sell right now to bring in extra cash, or one expense you know you could cut without caring if it's even gone. Or maybe you have some quick side hustle idea you could tap into to earn money fast. If you were to start your saving sprint today, what's the first thing you do? Let me know in the comments. After that sprint towards the first $1,000, it's time to pace yourself because now we start the marathon. Let's go back to Max. He saved his first $1,000, so he still has $9,500 to go. That means saving $500 a month gets him there in about 19 more months, which works out to $9.59 a day. Breaking your goal down like this helps you see exactly where the money can come from. Maybe cutting one takeout meal a week gets you $40. Maybe skipping two Uber rides saves you $30. Try the 1 cup per week method. Each week, pick one new thing to cut or scale back on. That way, the changes feel manageable instead of overwhelming. Maybe in week 1, you skip Uber rides. In week 2, you swap Starbucks for at home coffee. Or week 3, you meal prep instead of eating out. The point is, we're not aiming for perfection and we're not trying to cut everything at once because you'll be miserable for the next 2 years. It's about making progress that you feel comfortable with. Being comfortable with your changes makes it easier to incorporate them into your lifestyle. And remember, every little adjustment brings you that much closer to fully funding your emergency fund. And now for the game changer, automation. You cannot rely on willpower alone. None of this wait until the end of the month and save what's left. No, you've got to pay yourself first. You don't want to mess around and there's nothing left. I found the easiest way to help stay consistent and focus on my savings goals is to set up an automatic transfer from my checking account into a high yield savings account each paycheck. Even if it's just $20, $50, or $100 at first, the consistency matters more than the amount. And with today's high yield savings rates at around 4 to 5%, your money isn't just sitting there. Your emergency fund is quietly growing in the background. And here's a pro tip: keep this account separate from your main bank so you're not tempted to dip into it. I'll link a video in the description below that walks you through setting up your savings automation for each paycheck. Here's the truth: building an emergency fund is one of the most powerful financial moves you will ever make. It's not just about the money, it's about the peace of mind. And if you're thinking, I don't make enough money to save, let me tell you, even $5 a week matters because it's not the dollar amount at first. It's about the habit you're building that will ultimately result in your success. Once you hit that first $1,000 milestone, the peace of mind you get from knowing you've got a cushion is priceless. So let's recap. Step 1, set a smart savings goal. Step 2, audit your habits. Step 3, supercharge that first $1,000. Step 4, break it down into daily or weekly habits. And step 5, automate your savings into a high yield savings account. If you're ready to start building your emergency fund today, drop your savings goal in the comments so we can all cheer you on. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on budgeting, saving, and building wealth. And don't stop here. Keep that wealth building enthusiasm and check out this next video from my channel. As always, thank you for watching, and please remember to share this video with someone who's ready to get wild about wealth. Take care.